Alright guys, hey, this is my first instructional video here on YouTube, and I'm going to show you how I got the double alpha bullet dropper to work with the Hornady bullet feed system. So the problem I had with this Hornady bullet feed system are these bullet dropper dies. These are very, very sensitive to bullet diameter. You can get them to feed copper jacketed bullets okay, but you go to a slightly larger, I'm talking like 1/1000th of an inch larger bullets, you go to coated lead, they won't feed through these. You can polish, you can bend them, but in the end, the inconsistencies in that coated lead, just little bubbles, little bumps in it, and it'll jam this thing up. It's very frustrating. I got tired of messing with it, and so I figured out this double alpha bullet dropper is way, way better. You'll see later, I'm going to run 6 different bullet types through this, and they're just going to work, no problem at all. So here's how that's going to look when it's operating. It's got to be able to slide up and down like that, and this bullet dropper, it just works, no problems. So holding the bullet feed tube in position where it needs to be above the bullet dropper. Okay, we're going to have to set the distance for this adapter. Okay, so with that held in position like that, we're just going to measure that with a tape measure, like so. That's 3.5 inches in my particular case. So we're going to take that measurement, we're going to go to the garage, and I'm going to show you how to build that adapter. All right, so here's your materials that you're going to need. You got 1/2 inch PVC. It's going to form the outside of the adapter, and then 1/2 inch CPVC is going to be the inside of it. So here's our piece that was cut to the length that we found on the press, okay? And when you first cut this, the inside diameter is going to be a little bit too small. So this won't quite go in, this won't quite go in. We've got to enlarge the inside of that. So how do I do that? Real simple. There's my Dremel tool. And I basically just worked back and forth inside of here until this fits just like that. You're looking for a friction fit here because this thing's going to be sliding up and down and you want it to stay on. And then this guy slides right in the other side, okay? So there's one more piece you need. You need a piece of CPVC to go on the inside of this because the diameter of this PVC is too large. What'll happen is the bullets are going to get kind of crooked in there and they'll get jammed up. So the CPVC is just the right diameter to where 45s would go right through there. Okay, so I cut my piece of CPVC. Basically, this is in here, this is in here. I cut the CPVC to take up the difference between them. And there's one more little trick. On the CPVC, you need to form a little bit of a ramp on the top of it. So I took this cone-shaped Dremel adapter and I just ground that, and that allows for those bullets to slide in there nicely. They won't get, if you have a sharp edge, the bullets can get caught on it. So I just made that little bit of a ramp there. So there it is. Our adapter's done. This goes in here like so. I'm going to push it all the way down, and I went ahead and added these 2 holes. This allows you to see the bullets coming through. Okay, you could do a slot, you could do a couple of holes, or you could just leave it out. It doesn't matter. It's kind of nice being able to see the bullets come through. So now I've got my CPVC inserted in there. This goes on here. That goes on there. That's the 45 adapter. Okay, for the 9mm adapter, you're going to use the same 2 pieces, 1/2 inch PVC on the outside, 1/2 inch CPVC on the inside. Okay, so that CPVC, you're going to cut it to that length, so you're leaving a little bit of headroom on the bottom. That's where the dropper's going to go in. Okay, and then the feed tube will actually go inside of that CPVC with no modification. Okay, so that forms the top of it. Now, if this dropper tube would go all the way down to the top of that, you'd be good to go, but mine doesn't. Mine only comes up to about here. Okay, so let me pull this apart. So basically here's what's going on inside of it right there. And we got this little gap that needs to be filled. Again, just like on the 45s, if that gap is too large diameter, these bullets will start getting crooked in there and they'll get jammed up. So I needed something to reduce the diameter, and so I found this. It's 1/2-inch PEX couplings. Okay, here's one unmodified, and you can see it's just a little bit too small diameter for the 9mm to go through there. So I drilled it out with a 3/8-inch drill bit, and look at that. The 9mm just sail right through there. And then it has this square flange around it. I just took that off with my Dremel with the sander on there. When that's all done, it basically just slides right down inside there. So inside of this right now, I have my 1/2-inch CPVC, and then I've got this little adapter that's slid down inside there. So that's it, 3 pieces. That makes up the 9mm adapter, just like that. All right, we're back from the garage. Let's see how the adapter works. So we're going to slide that on there, and notice the friction fit on it. The bullet feed tube is going to go in there, and we're ready to feed bullets. So I'm going to do a little demonstration here. I've got 6 different types of bullets here, 115 grain to 147 grain. I've got full metal jacket. I've got copper plated. I've got blue. I've got Bayou, round nose. Just a random assortment here, and we're going to run them through this. There we go. And there you have it, working like a charm. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you find it useful. And I'm going to leave you with some footage of from yesterday when I ran 400 rounds through this bullet dropper. Thanks.